Howdy folks, it's Ajo the Hunting Gear Guy. I've been doing a lot of 3-gun over the last 4 or 5 years. Typically I've been using this double rifle flambeau case and just ramming it full. It kind of works. It kind of has some downsides to it. I like how cheap it was. This thing was like 50 bucks, but I have had to use a couple of extra pieces of foam because this isn't like the pick and pull style. It's just loose and guns can move around in there, especially if they're heavy. I've got a Shadow 2 pistol. It's pretty heavy. It moves around in there. So it's not the best kind of thing for that. But it is cheap and it is light. It's only 4.2 kilos, which is like 9 and change pounds. Before going inside, let's just take a look at these front pockets here just while we're handy. This one pocket on the side here is for your rifle magazines, and you can see there that it fits in the AR style mags. I've just got these coupled 1010s here. I've also got a 40 round PMag in here. This will fit AR 10 size mags, so if you're running like a larger firearm, you can fit those. And there's enough room that you could realistically like just dump a bunch in there if you really don't care about digging your rifle mags together with each other. All the zippers on this thing are these double-ended style with strings on them. They're a little bit oversized, so they're quite easy to use, and they don't usually snag that badly. The next pocket on this thing is one that's perfectly sized for this toolkit that I usually take to the range. It's got oil and Blistex and screwdrivers and all sorts of other stuff like that. If you don't want to use it for that, it's got one of these mesh pockets on the inside as well. So perfect for me. I really like the idea of just carrying my my tools everywhere I need them. This next pocket here is for your pistol magazines, and if we open that one up, we just see I've got 2 per pocket here. What you could do, you could put 1 per pocket. Again, that's deep enough. You could just stuff a bunch in there as well, or put some extra stuff in there. On the picture for this thing, I think they showed like some ear pro fitting in there. I wouldn't put my ear pro in here. I just one little bump on the side of this thing too hard and you're going to destroy your ear pro. But for like non-destructible stuff, I think it's fine. And then this last pocket here has, well, nothing in it really right now, but it does have this carrying strap that you can connect to this other D-loop to run a single strap if you prefer carrying your case that way. There's 3 or 4 different ways of carrying this case. Let's crack this thing open and see what we've got inside of it. So this first pocket here, I've got my rifle in. In Canada here, our government's stupid and they decided to ban ARs, so we got to use other things. This is like a 180 that we use out here that is similar, I guess. It's strapped down and it's in its own little compartment. We have a padded center divider, and then we've got the other side here. This is where I've got my shotgun. This is a 28-inch barrel Browning A5, pretty long shotgun, and it's able to fit in here fairly easily. So unless you've got like a 30-inch or a 32 or something like that, it's probably going to fit inside this case. We've got these straps that just kind of hold it in. And then finally, just on this my right here, we've got a pistol pouch. So the nice thing here is that you can pop your pistol in there, and it's fairly easy to have that in your case as well. So we've got all the firearms we need for a 3-gun match. Now in terms of dimensions, this thing's about 12 inches tall and it's about 50 inches long. Now if you need to fit a shotgun that's a little bit longer than that, you could go at an angle and get just a little bit more space, but not really a lot. The corners are a little bit rounded on this thing. Now I'm just going to strap this shotgun back down. One of the things to note here is that this compartment has the outside padding kind of built into it. The bottom has the padding already in there. You do need to make sure that your firearm is inside of that padding if you want to make sure that it's protected. Divider goes over top, and then that guy goes over the top and you zip it all together. On the back here, we've got a couple of zippered compartments. I'm not really sure what you'd use them for. Maybe targets. Maybe you could take like your paper targets and slip them in there. They might get a little bit bent, but I don't know, fold them or something like that. The other thing that we have on the back here are these grab handles that you can use to lift this thing and drag it. I guess. You could drag it using these handles if you really wanted to. So how does this thing really compare to the other cases out there? Well, you got to take into consideration the price point. At the lowest price point, a multi-gun case, that Flambeau double case is probably the cheapest one you're going to find at around 50 bucks. It doesn't do a great job of keeping the firearms separate. It just has that loose foam in there, so it doesn't do a great job. This is going to do better. This is right around on sale. This was $80-something, which is pretty decent for price point. It is going to keep the firearms separate. For weight, it's the same as that Flambeau. It's 4.2 kg or 9.25 pounds. So it's light enough. If you want to go more expensive, higher quality than this, you could, again, get one of those Pelican cases, get one of the Nanuks for right around $200. You'll pick and pull the foam on there. It's going to hold your guns more stably. It isn't quite as flexible. If you were to change out one gun for another and the scope is in a different spot, it might not work with the pick and pull foam that you've done. So something like this is more flexible for more different kinds of guns, which is, I review a lot of guns, is actually pretty handy for me. But what this thing won't do is be like fully weather and dust proof like a Nanook or a Pelican can. You probably couldn't throw this thing out of a backup pickup truck and not sustain damage to either the case or the guns inside, whereas those other hard cases, those high quality ones, are going to do it just fine. This as well isn't really going to be like a high security option. In Canada, we do need to double lock our restricteds. So our pistols and that kind of thing all need a trigger lock, and then you also need to lock the case. In this case, I would be locking the zippers together, which is legal. That's fine to do that. It's not as high security as some of those other cases that have like integrated locks that would be okay at an airport and that kind of thing. But this is $80 or $90, depending on where you get it on sale and how much it is. And I think that's really the biggest selling feature that brought it to me and the reason why I picked it up. Thanks for watching.